Hello YouTube, this is ChardarYuGiOh, and today I'm going to talk about the risks and rewards of trading down. Last time I talked about trading up, which is where you trade a huge pile of stuff for something like a Max C or two Max Cs. Now, this time I'm going to talk about the risks and rewards of trading for something like the Max C for, say, a dozen, decent cards, nothing really bad, but you get the idea. Just trade a huge card for a huge pile of not quite as big cards. Now, this is not always such a bad thing. I don't usually do it, but basically the risks and rewards of holding on to major high-end cards, the high-end cards, can fluctuate in value immensely. So, example, when I got these, I traded for them valued at 80 apiece, and they're down to about 60 now, if that. So I actually ended up losing money off trading for these. Now, I use these in my decks. I've gotten my money's worth out of them. I'm not worried about it. I didn't get these for profit. But when you trade up for high-end cards, you are risking losing money should those cards go down in value. Now, the problem with doing that and getting, you see the kind of stuff in here, the problem with doing that is sometimes the stuff in here, you have a lot harder time trading it off or finding someone who wants it than you would the Maxis. And I'm just using Maxi as an example because it's the most expensive card I have right now, but you can really replace Maxi with any major money card. Everybody wants major money cards. You'll have no problem finding people who will trade for or even buy major money cards. Stuff like this, not so much. So, basically, you're trading off a very risky high value card for low risk, low value cards. But the problem with that is that the low risk cards, you're probably not going to see as high of a return on them. These things, you could probably get a very, very high return on them. So, high risk, high return. If you're into gambling, or you're like me and you need to use them, I would recommend trading up and getting big money cards. If you just want to make sure that you don't lose out money, get very stable value cards like I have in here. Now, obviously, I have a little bit of both, but I would not hesitate to trade off even the whole binder if I could get something like Dino Rabbit decks and huge stuff like that. I would not hesitate to get rid of this stuff. But at the same time, with reprint season coming up and a new ban list, it's several months off, but it will happen. There's a very, very high chance that the Dino Rabbit stuff will go way, way down in value, and I'll have lost a ton of stuff. Now, me, I like to stick to high-end stuff. That's my personal choice, but it's a risk and reward thing. There's reasons for both, and there's always going to be a trade-off, regardless of what you do, unless you decide to immediately cash in and just sell all your stuff for money, which some people do that. Like, if you're not really into the game anymore, there's no point in keeping stuff that you're not going to use. But until then, I'm assuming you're a Yu-Gi-Oh player, and that's basically the risks and rewards of low-end and high-end cards. So, peace out, YouTube.